The Trump administration is set to launch a new crackdown on people living in the U.S. illegally.
And CBS News reports the Department of Homeland Security will unveil a new immigration policy this week. It calls for more roundups and expedited deportation hearings. The plan also calls for construction of more detention facilities, and more agents will be deployed along the border. But so-called dreamers, children brought into this country illegally, will be exempt. Our CBS 2 News special report took us to the border of the U.S. and Mexico.
One of the president's main campaign promises was to build a wall. CBS 2's Jennifer Kastner got an up-close look at the wall that's already in San Diego. Jennifer?
Yeah, Rick, that's right. We put a lot of time into this story. Agents drove us all along the border by San Diego. We could see some of the hundreds of cut marks that are in the fencing there. That's the way a lot of people are crossing illegally. We were also driven up to the remote area in the mountains. That's become one of the busiest locations for illegal crossing. It's a close-up view of the border that only few can get. CBS 2 is granted access to the highly restricted, non-public roads along the U.S.-Mexico walls of fencing to see what exists and what may change.
Historically, we've had a lot of smuggling through this area.
Agent James Nielsen has patrolled the border along San Diego for 8 years.
And we have agents responding on both sides of the fence, both here in between the two primary and secondary fence, and then also on the north side as well.
The primary fence is closest to Mexico.
And then after the primary fence, we have our all-weather roads, we have stadium lighting, we have remote video surveillance towers, cameras that are manned 24/7. And then we have a secondary fence in this area here. What groups will do is they'll try to ladder up and over the fence, or they'll try to cut through the fence, as you see here.
Over the past year, agents have found 550 cuts like this all along this border fence. The majority of the 60-mile-long border here in San Diego has just one layer of fencing. Only 13 miles have 2 layers.
There are a lot of areas, especially once you get further east, where there is no fencing.
From where we're standing up here in the mountains, you can see the fenced wall border that's already in place. But if you look over to the left, there are portions where it completely cuts off.
The mountain area we're working is about a 12-mile section of the border, and a lot of it's fenced, but not all of it.
Commander Matthew Dreyer drove us up to the top of the Otay Mesa Mountains, east of San Diego. The land is dangerously rugged and steep, but it's become one of the busiest spots around for crossing. So busy that Dreyer launched a special task force last October. His agents have already made close to 1,000 arrests.
I think the alien smugglers believe that the lack of infrastructure and roads, that they have a chance to get across the border.
Little is known about how President Trump could build a physical border spanning this type of harsh terrain.
Another wall would be overkill.
Pedro Rios works to secure the rights of immigrant communities.
We have seen border wall infrastructure for the past 20 years, and it really has caused a human rights catastrophe. We've seen the migration flow go towards the deserts and the mountains, which has led to an increase of deaths, as well as people that try to cross into the U.S. through the oceans.
Roberto Herrera owns this border market.
No creo que sea necesario.
And says he doesn't believe a new wall is necessary. One proposal for funding the wall is to tax Mexican imports. Herrera tells us that will hurt his business and the other businesses in the area. Rob Luton is a San Diego-based immigration policy analyst. He's a President Trump fan and supports a border wall, at least in urban areas.
It's one of many strategies that ultimately we have to implement to bring back integrity to our immigration system.
Luton thinks it can be paid for by taxing remittance, the money foreign workers in the U.S. send back to their home countries.
An enormous amount of money, millions and millions of dollars, are sent back. That's money that's earned here. In some cases, it's earned people working illegally in the country.
And while the president has said the wall could stand at least 55 feet above ground, it remains to be seen what will be done.
Assess the tunnel, map the tunnel.
Below ground. And coming up tomorrow night on CBS 2 at 11 p.m., we'll take you inside one of a series of tunnels that connect the U.S. and Mexico as we talk to experts about border security underground.